Hey everybody, welcome to Cali Girl Blog Talk. I'm Callie, thank you for joining me. And today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7, Episode 9, Ambush in Paradise. Alright you guys, so we start off where the ladies are still in Miami and it is the night of Karen's birthday party. Gizelle is the first one to arrive downstairs. They're having the party at the house. So Gizelle is the first one to arrive. Karen then comes down and Karen lets Gizelle know that according to Mia, she is no longer the host of the party. Okay, Gizelle is like, wait, what? Karen said, yeah, so unless Mia changes her mind, this is just a regular dinner party. Upstairs, Mia and Jaqueline are getting ready and they're both making up delusional lies because Mia says, yeah, so tonight is supposed to be Karen's birthday party, but she says she don't want me to do anything for her. Didn't she say that? Jaqueline said, well, no, she said that, but not until after you said you were paying everything. Correction. Karen said you don't have to give her a birthday party when you told her that you don't believe that you should be the host because she was checking on Wendy. That's when she said you don't have to do anything, which would have been my response as well. Like, you call yourself checking me or punishing me and telling me that you no longer gonna give me a party, and you are only your family's end-all be-all. Downstairs, Karen said, I'm good. She don't have to host my birthday. I'm fine. Charrisse makes her way down, followed by Ashley. Everybody's dressed in white. You know, it's a white-themed party. And they get ready to go downstairs and have drinks while they wait for the rest of the ladies. Jaqueline comes down with, I guess, the event coordinators, the caterers, whatever. And she tells the ladies, Mia is still upstairs gathering herself because she's feeling a little bit under the weather. However, she said, we have some things set up for you, Karen. It's your birthday, you know. And everybody's just looking like, okay, is it a birthday party or is it not? Meanwhile, Candiace makes her way to the table. Ashley makes a toast and in comes Robyn. She arrived, followed by Mia. And the ladies decide to start the dinner off to whereas everybody will do their funniest Karen impersonation. They all give their favorite impersonation, and just then the magicians come. Okay, so they're doing, I don't know, they're not called magicians, but the people that do a lot of acrobatic stuff with fire or what have you. And there's this one guy, he's performing his act, and all of a sudden production, they changed the music. They got Karen looking all mesmerized, hypnotized by what the man is doing. Honey, I don't know if she is tipsy at this point. I have no idea. And we all know tipsy, drunk Karen is hilarious. They're done with their routine and Karen was like, okay, I need to call Ray. Gizelle said, this is doing it for you? Karen said, this is very sexy. Hey, I didn't see what Karen saw, but you know, if for some, it don't take much. In turn, Mia says, happy birthday. Ashley says, Karen, so did you and Mia have a progressive conversation when you went to her room? Karen said, I think we did. And when I walked away from it, I felt like communication was the issue. And a breakdown in communication never works. In her confessional, Karen said, look, it wasn't the greatest conversation, but I do have some sympathy for Mia because she's upset with Wendy because she felt like Wendy was coming for her marriage. That's BS, Karen, but okay. Candiace said, well, what happened? What was the issue? And Karen said, oh, it's because I went to go see Wendy. Mia's giving her a look like, now, Karen, you know that isn't it. And I'm like, that's exactly what happened. Speaking of Wendy, Karen asked Ashley, did you check in with Wendy? Ashley said, I haven't. Candiace said, yes. Production shows when Candiace called Wendy and said, are you coming back to the house? And Wendy said, you know what? I think it's best that I don't. And in her confessional, Wendy said, that's cool, Mia. Don't invite me because if you cannot use your words, take you and your size 14 feet over there. Continuing the conversation, Karen said to Candiace, yeah, you know, I had lunch with all of you guys today and I have to say it was pleasant. You know, she's referring to the lunch that she had last episode with Candiace, Ashley, and Wendy. And now she's talking to Ashley and Candiace and said, it's almost like you guys are turning a new page in your relationship. I'll wait. But Ashley and Candiace both said, we just decided to table our issues. Ashley said, but I definitely think that we still need to chat because Chris is on Twitter threatening me. And she says it to Candiace as though it's a question. Candiace said, I don't know. Ashley said, you told Robyn that it was me he was referring to when he said you'll be sorry. Gizelle finds that as her cue and said, well, no, there's two things because he got online threatening me, calling me a liar. Is that a threat? Candiace said, I think he was talking about both of you because you make things up. So if he wants to express himself on Twitter, like, so be it. Gizelle said, so what is he saying that I'm lying about? Ashley says, what is being made up? In her confessional, Candiace said, first we have Forehead, aka Ashley, claiming that her husband was coming on to her friend. Then we have Dusty Vajayjay, aka Gizelle, claiming that my husband wanted to play anywhere near that. She said, you all are so miserable with your long rolling heels of neck that you want to come for my marriage? Not today or ever. Back at the table where Ashley said, what's being made up? Candiace said, girl, what's next? Ashley said, oh, that's what you're gonna do? She said, you're not gonna receive anything? Candiace said, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm not addressing a rumor. What is next? The table is dead silent. Candiace said, who else wants to go? She's looking at Robyn. You got something? Gizelle, you got something? Mia, you got something? She looks at Charrisse. You got something? Charrisse says, of course not. Ashley said, why are you acting like it's a firing squad? No one is doing that. Charrisse said, you know, I have to say that it's really disappointing that every time we get together, there's confrontation. Mia said, well, I think it's really interesting that she's getting defensive over someone telling lies over her husband, but yet she's supporting someone who's telling lies about my husband. Raising her octaves up about 5 levels, Candiace said, if I cuss y'all for the guck out, then I'm loud and wrong, right? Then I'm aggressive, but when I move on, then I'm defensive. She said, I can't win. Jaqueline says, oh, so now you're dismissing people, recognizing that you have no space or place in this conversation. Candiace says, ta-ta-ta-ta. She said it like, I'm gonna need you to have a tall glass of STFU. Candiace said, I will not be bombarded by Mia's representative. Robyn couldn't even hold it in and starts laughing. Jaqueline called herself clapping back, failed, talking about, you wish you had a representative, but nobody wants to represent your ace. Sorry. Candiace said, who the for the guck are you? Jaqueline said, Pebble Beach, who are you? Candiace said, what is your name? Mia says, Candiace. Candiace said, so if we don't have anything else. And in her confessional, she said, I am completely drained of the foolery and the fakery. Here go Karen, lowly singing, happy birthday to me. Gizelle said, girl, Karen, we celebrated you last night. 2 hours later, production shows a headline by Love B. Scott, and it says, The Real Housewives of Potomac star Candiace Dillard slams entire cast in explosive post. She did a live, and she said, at this point, none of these Pebble Beaches are real. And for the guck, these hither goes from the bottom of my heart. So it's the next day, day 3, and Mia sends a text to all of the ladies that says, let's meet so that we can get to our daily activities. Still bothered by being called Mia's representative, Jaqueline and Mia are getting ready, and Jaqueline is like, she needs to have somebody represent her. She needs to have somebody be her representative. And you're bothered by the true statement. She said, Candiace is an instigator. Girl of what? Who are you again? Mia said, I was wondering if Wendy is still here in Miami. Why is Candiace staying here with us? Because it's a cast trip and she's a part of the cast and you don't run nothing and Jaqueline just runs her mouth. At her hotel, Wendy is on the phone FaceTiming with her husband, talking about what they've done for the day, what they've been doing since she's been away. In her confessional, she said she decided not to leave Miami because she took time out of her schedule to be there for Karen's birthday. She's not going to let one person ruin a weekend. So obviously her plan is, you're not going to run me out of Miami, and you didn't run me out the house. I did leave on my own. I'm not going to stay in the house, but I will still stay here in Miami. Charrisse stops by Candiace's room while she's getting ready, gives her a big hug, saying, hello. Good morning. Candiace is like, oh, I like your pajamas. Really sounding like, girl, what are you doing here at my door? She said, how are you? And Candiace said, horrible. I felt horrible. It's funny how everybody acts like they don't know what's going on because Charrisse says, why? What's going on? Candiace said, just being at the table last night was a drain. I was drained. This was supposed to be a fun vacation. Charrisse said, right, but it's been a lot going on in the last couple of days. I just want you to be happy with this group. I'm trying to figure out why. Why do you have a interest in Candiace's happiness with this group? She said, yeah, but the accusation that Ashley made saying that Chris was flirting with one of her ugly friends is a lie. Talking about Ashley, Candiace said, that's what your husband does. That's the way you, Ashley, have been disrespected. Then you project that onto other people. She got a fake divorce as she's trying to panhandle across the United States, and she has nothing else to do. She said, you think the divorce is real? Charrisse said, I really do. Candiace gave her a look like, girl. Charrisse started laughing and said, I do. She said, I'll be honest, at first I wasn't sure, but now I do. I think so. Candiace said, I think it's a scam. In her confessional, Candiace said, if we're getting divorced, why, pray tell, are we buying property together? If I'm divorcing a grabby, handsy, nasty man, I'm not putting your name on my property, is what she said. Charrisse said, Candiace, we're going to go out today. Ashley is going to be with us, but we're going to have a good time. Candiace said, I'm always respectful. And so far this season, Candiace hasn't stepped to anybody who didn't step to her first with the BS. Switching topics, Charrisse said, how's your friend Wendy? And Candiace said she's alone in a hotel. Charrisse said, I think I would have went home. Candiace said, well, I think she needs to come back because I don't want to be stuck here with Forehead and all her lies. So the ladies meet downstairs, okay? They're ready to go. And to everyone's surprise, Mia makes an announcement and says, okay, you all, so Karen, G, meaning Gizelle, Jaqueline, and I, we're going to go have our own little separate birthday celebration for Karen, okay? And you ladies, you all will be on a boat. In her confessional, Robyn said, Mia needs to do better with her hosting skills. Because who wants to be on a boat with someone acting like an ace-hole talking about Candiace? She said, I'm just not excited about being on this boat. Mia said, so enjoy yourselves, and then when I come back, we'll all go out for a night on the town. So you got Charrisse, Ashley, Robyn, and Candiace in the car. And Charrisse is like, I want to get a buzz today, okay? She's trying to make conversation. Everybody is in their phone completely quiet because Robyn not talking to Candiace, Candiace not talking to Ashley, vice versa. And Candiace feels some type of way about Robyn. She's a little iffy, so ain't nobody talking. Candiace says, well, you guys, I was talking to Wendy this morning and I wanted to invite her to come on the boat with us so that she's not just sitting in the hotel by herself. Like a 5-year-old, Robyn says, ugh. Ashley says, that'll be nice. Candiace says, and I wanted to make sure that you were okay too, Robyn. She says, I don't care. I don't care. But you just moaned and groaned as if you do. Candiace said, okay, cool. I'm about to FaceTime her. In the car with Mia, Jaqueline, Karen, and Gizelle, Karen is like, you know what, Mia, I want to have a good time today. It's my birthday. Gizelle was like, your birthday was yesterday. Like, stop with the birthday. Karen said, it's a birthday month, okay? She said, we are women who share friends in common. I hope we get to a better place. Jaqueline said, it's unrealistic to think that. I keep saying, who are you? Because I know who she is, but I'm overemphasizing that you have no place or space. I mean, she's talking like she's a part of the history with these women. Jaqueline said Mia needs apologies. As her representative, ooh, the truth, it got under your skin. Karen said, I respect that. Respect what? Karen said, I felt like it was unintentional that I ended up in the middle. My request on my birthday was a selfish one, and I apologize to you because I was wrong for that. I'm not liking how Karen is moving this episode. She really is straddling the fence here, there, and everywhere at this point. In her confessional, Mia said, I can always side with the woman who is willing to own her own shit. Just don't let it happen again. In the other car, Candiace says, Wendy, we're getting on a boat and I want to know if you would like to come and get on the boat with us. And Wendy said, that'll be cute. I will come. Robyn rolls her eyes to the top of her head. You know, the one who just says she doesn't care if Wendy comes. So the ladies arrive and Mia has reserved a supercar event, I guess you can say, where they will be driving luxury cars on the strip, right? So Lamborghinis and such. And in her confessional, Karen was like, you know, I am totally excited and blown away because I am a speed demon. The other ladies arrive at the boat and child, it's a paddle boat. Okay, so they sit there, but they have to paddle their feet. I'm rolling. Mia would never host another vacation that I would go on if I was them. They are literally sitting on exercise bikes in the middle of a boat. In her confessional, Ashley said, I thought we was getting on a yacht, not a booze cruise canoe. Wendy arrives in all of her cute yellow. She says, hi everyone. Robyn acts as though she's preoccupied and they start their slow pedal across the waters. They're in Miami, but production is playing Hawaiian music, okay? Ashley said, okay, so Wendy, how have you been and Wendy said, in my suite, I've been good. She said, I was grading papers for my students, but I'm up for the task. Wendy looks cute in this scene with her yellow and her wet and wavy with the blonde highlights. It's cute on her. Meanwhile, Gizelle and Jaqueline, they're in the Lambo. They driving down the strip. They having a nice time, screaming and hollering, top down, while Karen and Mia are still stuck on the lot because the car won't move. Turns out the car wasn't moving because Karen wasn't putting her foot on the gas enough. But she kept sitting there talking about, it's not going nowhere. It's not moving. It's not moving. And neither was your foot. On the paddle boat, it's time to eat. And the ladies are opening their sandwiches. And they are literally deli sandwiches, you know, in that triangle plastic package, like school lunch. That is what they're eating for the day. Mia is a mess. Ashley says, so Robyn, what's going on with everything? Are you planning a destination wedding? Robyn said, we are planning something very, and she said very 5 times, very small. She said, okay, are you eloping? She's looking across at Wendy and Candiace like it's a secret. Ashley said, why are you being so coy? Petty Betty said, actually, this is something that I would talk about around people who actually like me. And the camera pans to Candiace and Wendy. In her confessional, Candiace said to think that it is okay to cast Wendy out and treat her that way feels really cold. She said it's been really disappointing to see Robyn and everybody doing the neck rolls and the dirty work. Back in the Lambos, although Karen got the car to move, she can't get it to keep moving. So they're sitting in the middle of the street because the car won't go again. She gets it going again, and all you hear is her and Mia screaming and hollering because, you know, they having fun. So everybody arrives back at the house, and the only people who are talking about their adventurous day is Karen, Gizelle, Mia, and Jaqueline. So everybody heads to their rooms because it's time to get ready for the dinner. So in Gizelle and Robyn's room, Robyn says, I need you to listen to something. So check this out. I was sitting on the toilet doing number 2, and I was scrolling the social media, right? And then Robyn starts to play the live that Candiace posted the previous night. So on the live, Candiace says, I do have a forgiving spirit, but I can forgive you and watch you expire. And she plays the part that we saw earlier where Candiace said, none of these Pebble Beaches are real. They're all fake and nobody's loyal. Gizelle has her mouth wide open as though she's surprised. And I'm not sure why Robyn is surprised, because you are fake and there is no loyalty. Candiace continued and said everybody is just out for themselves. Robyn is stuck on the fact that Candiace is saying all. Candiace continued and said they just trying to panhandle their little businesses across town. In her confessional, Robyn said she recorded this obviously days ago, but personally I'm upset because I literally went out of my way to support Chris. Yeah, you sat down with them for lunch that one time, but behind the scenes you've been kikiing about it. Get out of here. Gizelle said to Robyn, this Pebble Beach is crazy. Robyn said, why is she here if she feels this way about everyone? Gizelle said, why is she even talking about us right now? Robyn said, you know what's crazy, Gizelle? Is that she's talking about all of us. Robyn said, so you know how sometimes people want to talk in private because it's not for the group? No, this is for the group. Gizelle said, that's for everybody at the table. So the ladies meet downstairs and Candiace says, you know what? It's the last night here in Miami. I wanted to know if Wendy can come and if you guys were comfortable with that, or is it too soon? She's the missing piece in the group right now. Mia said, I don't want her there. No. In her confessional, Ashley said the issue with Wendy has passed. And at this point, Mia is taking it way too far. She is on team way too much. So everybody heads out. So the conversations in the car are very different. Mia is sharing that her and Jaqueline have shared men before, that Mia was constantly giving her the details on this relationship with this guy that she was with. And she said, you know what? He's so good. I want you to try him out. And Jaqueline did. And she said Jaqueline told her, you know what? I have never felt better. That's one piece to the puzzle that people have been trying to figure out as far as what's going on with Mia and Jaqueline. So they arrive at the restaurant. So they're looking for Ashley. Ashley told them she was going to the bathroom. In actuality, Ashley is off to the side calling Wendy, inviting her to the restaurant. Wendy said, okay, I'll get dressed and I will come join you guys. In her confessional, Ashley said, I don't see why Wendy can't be a part of the group. Because if this is all about Karen's birthday, then it makes sense that Karen's friend Wendy would be here at the dinner. So she makes her way back to the table and she says, so I did talk to Wendy. She's nearby. Candiace said, did you invite her? Ashley said, she's gonna stop by. And Mia said, you disrespectful little brat. And with that, Gizelle starts pulling Mia's chair closer to her. Is Mia a loose cannon, Gizelle? Are you uncomfortable again? Candiace said, I don't understand the issue with her stopping by to have a drink or dinner. Candiace said, yeah, we can make room. Ashley said, I think it's fair. Mia said, you got one chance with me. Girl, ain't nobody at that table scared of you except Jaqueline, your representative. She tilts her head towards Ashley and says, strike out. It's the disrespect. Charrisse says, Ashley, I think it's unfair for you to make a decision for the group without even discussing it with anybody. Mia said, right? Ashley said, no, I don't think it's fair that this woman left her family to spend time here with this group. And all of a sudden, because of one event with Mia, she has to be ostracized from the group. Here go Robyn. It's Mia's trip. Mia says, it's also a matter of respect. Charrisse says, right. Ashley is paying Mia dust and she's placing her order. Mia says, you disrespectful little brat. Ashley said, wait, what now? I'm a brat? And what are you? What are you, Mia? A bully? Is that what you are? Laughing it off, Mia says, oh, I'm a bully now? Ashley said, yeah. That's how you're acting. Ashley said, for real, you want to call names? No comeback. Mia just laughs. Here go Candiace. You not going to jump in and defend your friend? Talking to Jaqueline. Jaqueline says, mind your own damn business. But you're the representative, right? Candiace says, this is my business. Candiace said, you like to jump in. Go ahead and jump in. Jaqueline, I can do whatever for the guck I want to do. Candiace is like, ooh, like you shaking the table because you using profanity. That really means that you checking me or something, that you clapping. I intelligently put you in your place with my words, and I don't have to use a single word of profanity to do it. Representative. Jaqueline says, so just sit your ace right there. Candiace said, I'm sitting, Pebble Beach. Robyn says, so Ashley, put yourself in Mia's shoes. And if you had a confrontation, here go Candiace, I've been in her shoes. Robyn continued and said, if you had a confrontation, Ashley, with somebody to the degree that Mia and Wendy had, would you want them around without receiving your blessing? Candiace said, I'm here, so it works out well. And right on time, Wendy walks in. Talking about, hello everyone. Ashley and Candiace, they both get up to greet her with a hug. Karen says, here, I have 2 plates, you can have one of mine. So they're scooting down a little bit, making room, and Gizelle is closer to the pool, and they was like, girl, don't go in the water. She said, oh no, I'm not. If anybody's going in the water tonight, it ain't gonna be me. So they keying about it like it's hilarious, right? Here go Ashley producing the scene. Is it possible for everyone to voice their stances on what happened the other night? Wendy said, Wendy will say. Mia said, is she talking to me? Wendy said, yes, this is for Mia. She said, I take accountability for my choice of words that could have hurt Mia. She said, and I can take accountability and apologize for my role in how I behaved and escalated that evening. That's what I can say. Mia takes a sip of her drink and says, kumbaya. And in her confessional, she said, I don't feel like I got an apology. She said, I don't know who she was talking to. Candiace said, that's great. Ashley said, I think that was big, actually. Gizelle said, all right, well. And Wendy said, I'm just letting that roll off my back. Yes, girl. You took accountability for what you believe that you did or the role that you played as far as your word choice or what have you. And Mia can take that, take it or leave it, kick rocks, do whatever she want to do with it. Your part is settled and done with. So the food arrives and Robyn says, ladies, I want to share something with you all that I believe is very insightful. She said, hopefully you can hear, and she brought a Bluetooth speaker. And she sits it in the middle of the table. Karen said, Robyn has gone tech. First she videotaping people, now she got a speaker. And on that note, Robyn pushes play and Candiace's voice is heard saying, none of these Pebble Beaches are real. And they begin to listen to the live. Candiace is like, here we go. Wendy said, what is this? Ashley said, that's Candiace. Karen asked Wendy, did you hear this? Wendy's like, I didn't hear it. Ashley is looking at Candiace like, really? Oh, okay. I got something for you. Sit tight. Ashley said, for the gut, these are the goes. Karen is looking like, wait a minute, what? Bottom lip dropped and everything. Here go Robyn. All these are the goes. No one is loyal. Everyone. But see, Robyn, you're not mad about everyone, anyone. You're mad about you, that you were included, because Candiace said it was all encompassing. If you were not included, you wouldn't have played that speaker. You wouldn't have played that live. Candiace said, are you done? Candiace said, are you done? Is the live done? Robyn said, yeah, it's done. That's as much as I needed to share. And then she said, why? And be specific. Candiace said, I will. Robyn said, are you talking about everyone? Candiace said, I do appreciate the ambush. This is very nice. Ashley said, that's not an ambush. You said it. Robyn said, that's not an ambush. Karen is sitting there in all disbelief. Candiace said, yes, it is an ambush, but I wouldn't have said it on my live if I didn't mean it. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, she obviously didn't mean for it to be private because she did a public live. She probably just didn't know that you guys were going to find it while you were still on the trip. Either that or she didn't care. In her confessional, she said, to quote the ancient African proverb, I said what I said. She said, but it's very shocking to see someone that I thought was a friend, don't know why, but to see someone that I thought was a friend attempt to shame me. She said, you're not going to shame me, but you are going to show me who you are. You didn't already know? She said, and I am looking and I'm seeing you differently. Well, you must have been looking at her through rose-colored glasses, child. Robyn said, if everyone is out for themselves, why are you here? Candiace said, you were the only person that I would say was loyal. Karen is looking like, oh, really? And Wendy turns her head like, what? Candiace said, but Robyn, after this, I don't know if I could even say that anymore. Karen is looking at Candiace like she's looking at a face of a clown. In her confessional, Karen said, I'm confused. Where did this come from? Wendy said, I'm confused, honey, because Wendy has never been a panhandler. Gizelle said, I'm glad Robyn was sitting on the toilet and saw this one. And honey, your face cracked. And it is. Because you sound crazy, Candiace, talking about Robyn. You were the only one that I would have said was loyal. You're talking out both sides of your neck. You just said everybody. And if you didn't mean it, you wouldn't have said it. And then you turn around and say, but Robyn, I would have said you were loyal. Back at the table, Candiace said, why would you wait to this very moment? And Robyn said, because everyone is here. Candiace said, and it's an ambush. Ashley said, no, you should have just said it to everybody's face. Candiace said, I do say it to your face. I don't like you. I think you are a disloyal person. I think you're shady, and I think you're mean. She looks at Gizelle. I think you are disloyal. I think you're shady and you're mean. Gizelle said, thank you, so say my name. Well, obviously you know she's talking to you because you're responding. Candiace said, I say your name, I say it to you all the time. Karen said, this is for the gucked up. Candiace said, you were not included in that. And I don't believe that Candiace was saying everybody. I think she had a certain select few in mind when she said that. Candiace said, Karen, I never thought of you as someone who would scheme. And Karen said, I do not. Thank you. She pointed to Gizelle and said, but this one, that's her. She does that. And the guns are loaded because Ashley says, Karen, I didn't want to have to say this, but now that Candiace has lumped you into this and her real feelings are coming out. Karen is looking at Candiace like, what is Ashley about to say? Ashley said, she said you were dating other men. Something about you went out with other men. Karen puts her hand up to Ashley like, stop it. And Karen looks visibly hurt. I mean, like the tears are welling up in her eyes. Wow. Robyn said, oh, she mad. Everybody is quiet. Karen can't even gather the words, okay? She's taking a minute. Karen said, did you say that about me and my husband? Candiace said, no. Karen said, what is she talking about? Candiace said, Ashley, what are you talking about? She said, you said Karen be out in these streets. And they flash back to when Ashley visited Candiace's home. I don't know why Candiace let that snake in her house. You cannot play with a snake. I don't care how long it's been since they last bit someone, it's still a snake, okay? Because when they bite you and you look surprised, they're gonna look at you and say, well, you knew I was a snake. Girl. Anyway, they flash back to the conversation that they were both having about Karen and what they have heard. And they played the part where Candiace said, yeah, word is that Karen be sneaking out of town going to dinner with somebody that wasn't right. Karen said, let me be for the gucking clear. I will not for the gucking play that. Candiace said, direct that at her, pointing to Ashley. Ashley has this sly, devilish look on her face like, girl, you know you said it. She's sitting there just as calm, like she knows production caught everything, so she's good. Candiace starts yelling and says, this is what I mean when I say no beach is loyal. Karen said, I need you to pause and let me be very clear. I'm saying this to the whole table because I've been down this avenue before. She said, unless you have names, numbers, pictures, or whatever, so I could call them because people love me. I stop and I say hello. Charrisse is looking like, girl, stop while you behind. Ashley is looking up at the sky. She said, but unless you got something that's really for the gucked up about me, shut the for the guck up. Candiace takes her finger and points it to Ashley. Karen is very upset. She said, don't come for me again in my institution. And Candiace said, I have never said anything about you dating other men. Now, Candiace, baby, you're caught. You're caught. Just like production has been catching everybody else, you are caught. Candiace said, and if I was going to say it, why would I say it to her? Why would you have her in your house? Karen said, this is BS. And she's looking at Candiace. She doesn't believe what Candiace is saying. She believes what Ashley is saying. And she is very upset as she makes her exit. She said, I do so much for this for the gucking group, and this is what I get? Candiace said, Karen. Karen said, no, I'm mad. Candiace said, Ashley is lying. Why are you mad? Karen makes her exit. We've seen Karen mad before, but Karen is hurt. It's a different kind of mad. And she goes to the bathroom saying, hell no, hell no, hell no. And Candiace is sitting at the table like she got a lump in her throat. Gizelle in her confessional said, Karen's reaction was a lot, okay? But I'm glad you at least got it off your chest. Now, you didn't say it wasn't true, but you did say don't talk about me in these streets. Good job, Karen. And then she laughs. Looking at Ashley, Candiace said, you need to go get Karen and clear up whatever you said. I'm like, no, that would be you. Ashley said, no, you need to clear it up and say, look, I was joking if you were joking. Candiace said, I wasn't joking because I didn't say anything about her husband. You need to quit while you're behind too. Karen came back to the table and said, I don't want to play phone tag while I was gone, so everybody's at the table. What was said? Did I miss something important? Candiace continues to say, she's effing lying. Karen said, no, no, no. Candiace said, why would I say that? I don't know, but you did. Or you implied it. Now Candiace is crying. Gizelle said, Candiace is crying? Candiace said, yes, beach, I'm crying. Is it a problem? Gizelle with her napkin in hand said, I'm collecting the rain. I looked up and you're crying. Candiace said, you're getting rained on because you evil. Candiace gets up, steps away and calls Chris and says, there is no loyalty with most of these women. They'll come and smile in your face and then stab you in your back. And she's crying. Why is Candiace acting like she's new to this group, like it's her first season? Girl, in this case, Candiace, you played yourself. Chris said, you've been loyal to them and all they do is throw back in your face. It starts to rain harder, and Karen said, it's a hurricane coming through. Somebody said, God is mad. Karen said, okay, it's time to go. I'm ready. It's obvious that Karen does not believe Candiace. The ladies leave, and now it is thundering and lightning. In her confessional, Candiace said, this whole trip has been crazy, but this last night was a night to remember. She said, it's a little fuzzy, but I do remember Gizelle being the old 39,000-year-old hag that she is, bailing out early because she was tired. So we, the PYTs, pretty young things, decided to go to the club. So they decide to hit the bar up, and have a couple of drinks or one last drink for Karen's birthday. Karen said, I will go have a cocktail and then I'm gonna go home. And they end up at some type of strip club. They're having fun, lots of shots being passed around. Candiace said shots was a verb. She said, I know we have it in us to be homegirls. She's still on that wishful thinking tip, even though she just got burned 4 hours prior because production said it's 4 hours later. I can't with Candiace. Y'all not homegirls, y'all just drunk. She said, and for the first time we were all getting along. We were friends. No, you weren't. You were drunk castmates. She said, and when I say getting along, Mia is kissing Candiace on the cheek. They pulling out their boobs. Yeah, they getting along. She said, even Robyn and Wendy were having a come to Jesus, and it shows them all in each other's face talking about I love you so much. Liquor will do it every time, won't it? Candiace said after that, things got really fuzzy. She said Mia kind of scoped off and left the group, went back to the house. We got in the SUV and things definitely went left. Now it's 3:25 a.m. Ashley is recording it, and Robyn and Candiace are going back and forth about Robyn playing that live in front of the group. Didn't I say they weren't friends? They were just drunk castmates. Mia calls Robyn, and Candiace is in the background going off, hollering about you not my friend. Mia said, why is Candiace yelling at you like that? And Robyn said, she's mad about me playing her Instagram live. In the car, Candiace is crying, said, you waited to do it in front of the group because you fake. Candiace said, you were my real friend, and that's for the gucked up. Robyn said, why is it for the gucked up? You said it. Candiace said, I wouldn't have never done that to you. You as fake as the rest of these the goes. Now Ashley is in it talking about how are you calling her your friend, but at the same time calling her a fake bitch. Candiace is livid, okay? She is telling Robyn you did it on purpose, but she is yelling. You can hear the venom in her tone. Candiace said you did that shit to get to hurt me, and the call dropped. Back in the car, Candiace keeps calling Robyn fake. Robyn keeps saying, I'm actually not. Candiace said you smiled in my face all day for the guck you, and Robyn said, we're done. And the episode ends. Candiace, you got burned twice in one episode. Oh well, but that thing with Ashley, you played yourself on that one, girl. You should have known better. You should have known better. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on this episode. And until next time, you all take care. Peace.